guys, welcome back to this channel. If you're new, then welcome to this channel. Well, I'm back with one more interesting Python video. Well, this is all about how to convert your Python file to executable file, and you can also create installers so that you can install the application that you built in every system that you have, like something which is really important that a developer must learn. So here, how to convert the Python file, like the projects that you built, to an executable file so that user can just run the file with one click, and he can also install and he can use it with other systems as well, even without installing Python in their systems. So this is really an interesting part of the day. So let me begin with converting the Python file to executable file, and later we'll be focusing on creating installer. So here I'm going to take our previous project, which is called Bitcoin Price Tracker. We built this project before. If you want to know more about it, if you want to build, or if you want code about it, I'm going to link this project in the description. You don't have to worry about the code. So after downloading this entire thing, after installing the required packages, now it's time to launch this project as an executable file so that we can tap it and we can run it. So here we are going to use Python libraries like pipenv to create virtual environment, and here we also have auto-py-to-execute, which is really most interesting and important module that we are going to use. This is actually the game changer of this task. We are going to convert the Python file to the executable file. After converting it to executable file, and we have to work on installing as well. So when it comes to installation part, we have two methods. You can either use NSIS module, you can use setup. So you don't have to worry about those two things right now. We will just focus on these two modules first. So in order to do this entire thing, to convert the Python file to an executable file, we have to follow some steps, right? Don't worry, I'm here with you guys. I'm gonna guide you, and we will follow each and every step with patience, and we will convert the Python file to executable file. So when it comes to step 1, we have to create a new Python virtual environment, and for that we are going to use pipenv module. This is actually the thing by which we can manage our versions of our dependencies or modules that we are using in a particular project. So this is what we use Python virtual environment for. So let us create a folder and let us input the project, and then we will work on creating the virtual environment. So here I just created an empty folder called application, and I'm going to copy the images and the code of the project that we worked on before. So let me do it. So inside the application folder, I created one more folder called data, where we are going to keep our project files. So here we have images, where we just used one image, which is as icon in the Bitcoin Price Tracker application. If you want, you can download that image from the iconsate.com, or you can use any other interesting icon that you like while building the project. From there we got, don't worry, I'm gonna link that iconsate.com also in the description. Now we have a project and the resources that we use for that project, right? Now we have to convert this project into an executable file. So go here and give command here, and now if you see here, we are inside application, inside data, and now here we have all the required files of the project. So now what are we going to do is we just give, first let us check what version we have. So just give Python version, okay, and then let me see the version of pipenv. So just give pipenv version. Yeah, I already installed this pipenv version. So if you want to install it, you can just give pip install pipenv. Don't worry, I'm gonna post all these commands, whatever the commands that I use to convert the Python file to executable file, in the description. You can just go there, copy them, you can run them. So I use this one, and now we have pipenv installed as well. So using this pipenv, we have to create a virtual environment for our project. So for that, there is a command called pipenv shell. So this actually creates and gives us a virtual environment. So if you see here, it actually created using this version. Be careful with the versions, guys. So if you see here, pipenv shell not only creates, it will also initialize the virtual environment. So this is what we want exactly, right? So here we created and we initialized the virtual environment. If you see here, this means that the virtual environment is active. So here we are going to run our project because sometimes there are some modules that we have to install again after creating the virtual environment. That is what virtual environment exactly is. It will control our versions of our dependencies. That exactly project requires. So you don't have to worry. So first let me run it. So let me check. It is inside the data, right? So if you see here, there's a file which is being initialized, which is actually where we are running our project. This is related to virtual environment. So if you see here, we have to run this file, right? So in order to run this file using command, you can just give python bitcoin.py, and if you see here, it will run if we need any packages, like it is asking request. So what we'll do is just go to Google and just give pip install, or just give pip request. Okay, so that it will show us the command which we need. So this is what the command that you need. If you don't know, then you can follow like this. So I'm gonna copy and paste the command here so that it will install that request module. Yeah, and after that, if you run again, like python bitcoin.py, it will ask again some more modules that are required. So here it is asking PIL module, which is pillow module. So if you don't know, just go here and just give pip PIL. So it will give you the module that you need so that you can find the right command. Now let's run again. So just give python bitcoin.py. Now everything is fine. It is running. So that means it have all the required packages to run. So now what we'll do is, it's time to work with auto-py-to-execute. So we have to work with this auto-py-to-execute. This, as I said before, this is a game changer. This will change the Python file to an executable file. That means an application file. So here if you see, we are going to install auto-py-to-execute according to this command. So just give pip install auto-py-to-execute. That means exe. So sometimes it will take some time to run. So we'll wait until the entire execution of this installation done. So after completing this installation of auto-py-to-execute, now it's time to run our project. Let us also check whether auto-py-to-execute is installed properly or not. For that, you just have to give auto-py-to-execute version. So if you give here like this, then it is going to give the version, what version we actually installed. It is 2.201.1. Okay. Now we have this. So in order to launch this auto-py-to-execute, you just have to give auto-py-to-execute, and it will open a little window like this. So if you see here, we have auto-py-to-execute file like this. So we are going to work on this one. So first, let us give the file that we need. So it is actually inside application. So let's go to application, and inside data we have bitcoin.py. So we want it to get open, and we will select one file because that's just one file. And we also want window based. We don't want console to appear while running the application. So to hide the console, you can just give window based. And here, if you have any icon file, you can give .ico. You can save that image as .ico extension, and you can give that icon as well using this .ico file. And if you have any additional files, like I have images, so let me open them. And if you go to advanced, I'm just gonna give the name of that application, for example, cryptocurrency, and that's it. I don't want to do anything. If you guys are really interested, you can play with these options that you have. For now, I'll just go with this one. And after that, you just have to click on this blue button, which is called convert.py-to-exe, so that it can convert your Python file to an executable file. So it will run. We will wait until the entire thing is running, executing. So after completing, if you see here, you got two options. One is clear output, or you can open output folder. So let me click on open output folder. And if you see here, we have an output folder. And if you click on this one, it will throw an error on our face saying that the file, we can't open one file. That means we have to give the images folder, whatever the resources that we use for our application or project, we have to give them. Like for example, here we used images to run Bitcoin price tracker. So we will copy it and go inside input again and paste it here. And if you click on the application, yeah, this is what we exactly want. So if you click on just this cryptocurrency application, it will run. And yeah, this way it exactly works. And the next step is actually we have to create an installer for this. So that I'm gonna explain about the installer in the next video. I hope you guys understand. Let me explain to you again clearly. So step one is to create a Python virtual environment. What you have to do is create a folder and create data inside that. If you want, just load the projects that you have. Like for me, I have Bitcoin project, and I also need images because from there I actually used inside the application. So load those two files. So load those Bitcoin file and images file like this. And once you are good at it, and now open command here and run the commands that I'm saying. So first, check whether pipenv is installed or not. If this is not installed, then just try installing pip install pipenv, and then after installing it, you have to run pipenv shell so that we can create a virtual environment for our project. This command will create a virtual environment. You can also exit that virtual environment. Like you just have to give, like for example, if you come out of this one, like if you come out of this one, the virtual environment is still active, right? If you want to come out of it, you can just give exit here so that, you know, it will abort everything that we have and it will come out of it. You can do that as well. And after creating the virtual environment, we have to install auto-py-to-execute, which will convert the Python file to an executable file. And then after installing it, we have to get the Python project, whatever the project that you have, and just keep all those packages that you have installed inside the project. Like for example, for me, the Bitcoin price tracker needs packages like request, it needs pillow module, something like that. It depends upon the project. So try to install all those dependencies after going inside the project and after running them like I did before. Okay, and after installing them, and once you feel like your project is ready to execute, try installing this auto-py-to-execute. Okay, and after installing auto-py-to-execute, if you run this auto-py-to-exe command, then it will open a window something like this. And here, just give your file name, just give one. If that's just one file, then just give one file here. If that's a directory, then give directory here. For me, I don't want command to appear while running the application, so that is the reason I choose select option. If you have icons, you can just save those images as .ico file and just try giving it here. If you have any additional files like images or any other things, then you can add them here. If you go to advanced, there are many interesting options. If you want, you can go and browse them and go through them, explore them so that you can learn more. For me, I just use name here because this is just for beginners who can understand how to create an executable file. After completing it, you have to run it. It will ask you to open the output file, then you can just open it and done. Now it's time to work on the installation part so that your application can run anywhere in any system or in any machine. So for that, we have to work on installation part. That I will continue in the second part. So for now, just focus on these commands. If you have any doubts, you can ping me on Instagram. There's a comment box. We have many other options so that you guys can, ask me doubts or any guidance you need. If you like the video, then hit that cute little like button. If you are new to this channel and if you still didn't subscribe to this channel, what are you waiting for? Just go there and tap the red button so that you guys can never miss any updates from us. So yeah, see you in the next video.